Most people stop when the odds are 99% against them. The guests on this show are the ones who think, but that 1%.
Did you grow up in a strict family?
Kinda. I mean, I don't know if it was like harsh, strict, but it was like very insular. Mm-hmm. Like we're like hobbit people. Like we just don't go out. I don't know. You know what I mean? like you just don't. You just stay inside and you read and you draw, and there's not a lot of socializing outside of the immediate family.
Do you have siblings?
I have one sister.
One sister. So what was your household like? Your parents and your sister and you?
And me, yeah.
Okay.
And like very close-knit. We're still very close. They live like 10 minutes away. It's so nice.
And you and your sister were close growing up, or lots of fights happening?
We like didn't fight.
Really?
We were very close.
Yeah.
We're still like extremely close. We play video games together. We're playing Expedition 33. It's a great game. It's great.
So are you both in the same field, or did you take different paths?
Different, but then there is some overlap because she writes novels, like fantasy novels. And I remember there's this one moment where she was stuck on like her, I don't know what you call it in books, but like the equivalent of her Act 3. And so she came over and we worked on that together. And I was like, oh yeah, this is exactly what it's like when you're stuck on a movie and you're like, oh, I can't visualize what's happening. Oh, I think it'd be more exciting if you move this up here, or maybe you don't need that. And yeah, we still have the same taste. So it all was like, it was kind of shockingly easy. It was really fun.
Do you remember in your childhood when you first started drawing or kind of going into storytelling?
I mean, everybody draws. So I don't think there was anything like different.
Yeah.
I do remember that my sister and I would draw on the same page. Like we would have one big sketchbook, and we were like small. I don't think we could do this anymore. But like we would be working on one scenario with like these really cringy characters that we came up with that had like purple hair, etc. I won't go into details about that, but it was like we would be working on one kind of image that told a whole story. It was really cool. Looking back, I was like, good for us.
That is cool.
I know.
I don't really hear of siblings doing that.
We were extremely close because I think we didn't go play with other kids that often. Like I had asthma. I was like very sick all the time, so I didn't do sports. And then she was just very shy. So it was kind of like easier for us just to stick together rather than venture out and create totally new like networks of friends.
What was it like in school?
Oh my God. My public school was so hard. It was so hard. I went to Akalani's high school in Lafayette, and like just like the rigor, it was like AP classes for everything. The smarter you were, the more popular you were. Everybody's trying to get into like Stanford, UC Berkeley, and I don't even know how people had time to socialize with how much homework we had to do. But then looking back, since I went to animation college afterwards, I'm like, well, at least I got a good education beforehand because it kind of stopped there.
What do you mean?
Oh, like when I went to CalArts for college, like there were no more science classes. And like the only language classes that were there were for the opera singers. Like there were just some things that like fell off that I wish I could have kept going with. Yeah, it sort of changed.
What do you think you would have kept on with?
I mean, I did really like biology, like animal science, and I did love AP English. That was probably the easiest.
Yeah. I
class.
think that was the criteria for me when I started college. I was just like the least amount of math, which was probably a mistake in life, but that was definitely like the prerequisite for me. I was like, just no math, please.
Me too. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it was like a mental block. Yeah. I just like couldn't do it. I still can't.
Yeah, neither can I. Yeah. Like to a point where it's embarrassing. Yeah, no.
No one should see what I've looked up on my calculator. It's like 12 plus 7 or something. I don't know.
Who's that? We have a guest in the studio. Well, like I said, you're our lucky charm because you're the first guest at the top of the year.
Yay!
At this new studio. So yeah,
it's beautiful.
We'll work out these little kinks like flies.
Like
fly get our nose.
If I grab him out of the air, please. Then we'll know it's going to be a really good year.
Yeah, exactly. Wait, so at what point do you realize that you actually want to have a career in animation?
I feel like animation is so weird because you spend so much of your time in childhood watching it without really understanding what's happening behind it. Like, you don't realize, every background in Sleeping Beauty was painted by a real person. It's just kind of, you're immersed in the story and it just goes by.
Yeah.
So I think for me it was like such a great year for animation. 2001, Monsters Inc. and the English dub for Spirited Away both came out in theaters in like the same year. And after those two films, I think that was the first time I cried while watching a movie. I'm like a very emotional movie crier. I don't know about you.
Oh, me too.
It's like sweaty crying.
I was traumatized by The Lion King, and I refuse to let my kids watch it. Like, there's no way.
I mean, it's intense. He's like dying. Yeah. Spoilers. Yeah. I was like sweaty crying in the theater at the end of Monsters, Inc. And then I watched the behind the scenes features on the DVD, which I really miss. We're kind of trying to find a way to bring some of that back. But that was when I finally understood, like, this is like a building that everyone is in and they all made this project together. Like, I want to do that. And it was pretty single-minded focus from there.
How old were you then?
This would be maybe 2001. Math. Look it up later. I don't know. Yeah. I was born in 93, so would look it up. Yeah, I was pretty young. It was like a very many years of like doing the research to find like what college to go to, other people who had gotten to where I wanted to be. Mm-hmm. I was pretty single-minded.
Who were you looking up? Like, who did you find to be an inspiration?
Madeline Sharafian was a big inspiration because like her name was in big bold letters at the end of the Incredibles movie and like the most amazing credit sequence of all time. There's her name, and I was like, oh my God, it's a woman, and her name is just one letter away from mine. And also she, her father was the pastor at the pastor at the church that I used to go to growing up. He like baptized me, which is kind of crazy.
No way.
So we did have like enough overlap that I was like, oh my God, like Catherine is within reach. If she can do it, maybe I can do it.
And you had never met her?
I had maybe met her like, I was like baby, maybe briefly, but had not really talked to her. And I was so embarrassed. I didn't want to go up to her and be like, I want to be where you are. Like I was like, I'll just prove it. I don't want to explain it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there are so many different ways of storytelling. How did you pick animation?
I guess it's just the way that the stories that I get attracted to are a little bit more surreal or like use a little bit more visual metaphor. Like, not that I don't love grounded movies. Like, I was just rewatching Phantom Thread and I was like, this is so awesome. But it's very grounded in reality. There's nothing supernatural or magical happening in there. And I feel like when I'm just imagining for myself and when I'm drawing, there's always something kind of magical happening or some suspended reality. And animation is just the best at that, in my opinion. I know there's CG and live action, but I feel like when you're watching animation, your brain is like primed for magic because you're already kind of in another world.
Not that I want to turn this into a therapy session, but
I'm ready.
What is it that drives you to seek magic?
Oh my God. I've actually wondered about this. I feel like some of it was, I spent like a lot of time in my childhood being very bored, which is not a bad thing, but I was like very bored. So I kind of feel like I had no choice but to like listen to music and like try to go somewhere else or try to draw something else. And I actually have found that recently I'm less bored because I'm more busy, and also there's a lot more distractions than there were when I was growing up. And I'm kind of chasing that boredom moment. Like when I'm on the airplane, I lock into that same kind of, I'm bored, like I have an hour and a half, nothing to do. And then all of a sudden, like I listen to music and I don't know, just more fantastical images come to mind.
It's funny, my dad he's a painter as well.
Yeah.
Both of my parents are artists. So he always listens to, like, if Pink Floyd is on, he's painting. Like, it's just something that goes hand in hand for him. So is that a part of your process? Like, you always have to have music on when you're drawing?
Oh my God. I love music.
What do you listen to?
I listen to so many things. I mean, a lot of it will be like movie soundtracks or classical music, stuff without words, because it kind of, then you can kind of focus a little bit more on your imagination. But I do also like pop with a really high BPM, because especially when I'm a storyboard artist and I'm working, I have to work really fast. And if the music's not fast enough, I can tell I start to slow down. So the faster the music, the more I can keep my attention on what I'm doing. And sometimes I'll just listen to the same song over and over again. If it's working, it's working. I don't know.
What's your guilty pleasure song?
Oh my God. I'd have to look at my phone. I have so many. That's not guilty pleasure. You know what I mean? Like, they're all good.
Yeah.
Like Zara Larsson, I love. But yeah, I'm not guilty about that.
When you are thinking like, okay, hey, I might actually want to make a career out of this, what is the first thing you do? You look up people who inspire you, and then you decide you're going to go to CalArts. That's kind of like the first actual proactive step you take.
I think for me, what made it extra clear was that I knew exactly which studio I wanted. I did want Pixar. Not that I didn't love Disney as well. I didn't even know about all the TV studios because I actually didn't grow up with TV. Probably another reason why I was a little bit bored. But Pixar was just like my North Star. So it kind of helped narrow down, like, looking up alumni and figuring out, like, where did the founders of Pixar go to school? Oh, they all went to CalArts.
So what attracted you to Pixar specifically?
I think it was the, like, deep emotional aspect, like the crying, like the movie crying, like sweaty crying, because I love Disney movies. I think they're so beautiful, and I love princess movies. I love fairy tales, but I don't think I've watched one of those movies and cried. I love them, but I don't leave the theater feeling like, oh my God, I have to reevaluate everything. And I liked how Pixar movies put you in like a strange state when you're done watching them for a little bit. And I just wanted to know, like, how are they doing this? I don't get it. What's happening over there? Yeah. And CalArts was the best choice. I did apply to other really great colleges with animation programs, at least at the time. I'm sure there's more. RISD and SCAD down in Georgia. And I almost applied to Sheridan College in Canada, but I will admit I was afraid of the weather. And I was like, I'm a California girl. I don't know if I can handle that. Yeah.
So what was like the first unexpected, was there like a twist when you started where you expected it to be one way and then it turned out to be a little bit different from your expectations? Or did it go just as smoothly as
I feel like
you expected?
Yeah, it was like a twist only in that I didn't know what I was good at. I feel like a lot of young artists are like this, where maybe you have a preset notion of like, I'm going to be a character designer, which is what I thought I was going to do. It just feels like I like to draw. Maybe that's the job. But there's a whole slew of jobs I didn't even know about. I didn't even know about storyboard artist. So when I started, and you kind of take every class under the sun when you first get there, like 3D modeling, 3D animation, 2D animation, and storyboarding was one of the classes. It was almost like immediate. I was like, oh, this is really fun, and I really like this. And even the part where you have to stand up in front of everybody and you have to pitch your story. I was like a very, very shy, like such a shy girl in high school. But this was probably the first step to like gaining real confidence. I'm so grateful for that class, for that. Like, I was so, looking back, I'm like, I was so brave. I was getting up there and like.
There's kind of like an unexpected acting skill that you have to acquire, right?
And I didn't know about that. And it was more fun than I thought. I think a lot of it too is because my classmates were so sweet. I'm actually still working with a lot of them today.
That's awesome.
It's a really small industry. So everyone was so supportive. I feel like that helped everyone grow a ton. And when you're up there pitching, like, everyone wants you to succeed. No one's like going to laugh at you. Also, we're all nerds. Like, you're kind of finally safe. You're like, no one's cool here. We're all weird. It's okay. You can't embarrass yourself anymore.
And which is what makes everyone so cool.
Yeah, I know. It was amazing.
The irony in it, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
I gained so much confidence. In animation college.
So do you remember the first notes that you were given? What could actually improve your pitching skills?
I think it was like, slow down, because the more nervous you get, the faster you go.
Right? You
like,
just want to get through it.
I want it to be over. It was like, slow down, and then the really hard part, which I'm still not always good at, is like, just lock eyes with your audience every once in a while, which is like, oh my God. I'm still not great at that, but it's easier now because now we pitch on the computer, but back then it was like you have a little stick in your hand and you're like pointing at things.
Wait, you pitch on the computer, meaning like Zoom sessions or?
Yeah, now we, it's pretty similar. Now we all gather in one room. It's usually not on Zoom, and you sort of project your sequence up onto a big screen, and everyone's looking at the screen, and you're tapping through your boards that way. And you're still pitching it. You're still narrating over it, but it's totally different than having to stand there with a stick. That's like a lot more exposing. Yeah.
Oh, what came naturally to you that you maybe assumed would come naturally to other people in your field, and then you realized, wait, I actually do have an exceptional talent here?
Ooh, I think editing was a surprise to me. I think it actually does tie back to the music of it all. Like, it's so much about rhythm, and you want a specific moment to land at the right time. It's like, even if you nudge something a few frames off, it'll be wrong. So I got really, really into that. And the short films that I made in college, all of them have music in it. So, and I do all the editing myself back then. It was really fun to get things like exactly where I wanted them. I still love that. I'm kind of annoying in the edit suite at work. If something's off musically, like, I will fiddle with it because it will bother me and it will distract me, which isn't always what I should be focusing on, but it's hard not to.
No, but it makes sense because it really, like, the emotional arc depends so much on it.
Oh my God. Our music editors are like essential. If you don't have the right music, it could totally ruin a scene. Like 100% ruin it. And then if you have the perfect music, all of a sudden something that was broken is working again. It's amazing.
So now at this point in your career, because you wear so many different hats, when somebody asks you, what do you do? How do you present yourself?
Oh, I'm not very good at this. I still sometimes say I'm a storyboard artist, even though I'm a director now. I just feel like sometimes I say I'm a director and people like don't believe me or something. So I kind of like downplay, unless I actually know the person and I know like I can talk to them. And then maybe I'll go a step above. Maybe I'll say I'm a story supervisor, even though I'm not that anymore. And sometimes I'll say director. And if I say director, then I guess like the best way to describe it is like you're channeling every department towards a common goal. Like you're the one who keeps the North Star in mind, and you're pushing everyone in the right direction.
I think director is still a safe title. It's if you say you're a producer, that's questionable, especially in LA, because everyone in LA is a producer.
They're like, what does it mean?
Exactly. Well, so if you don't know what you're doing in life, you're a producer.
Oh my God.
And then the actual producers,
I know, and then they're like, what about me?
Okay, like, this is embarrassing. I can't say that I'm a producer anymore.
That's so funny.
So yeah.
I don't know how they do it. The producers are like next level intelligence that I don't have. Thank God for them.
Sounds like you do have all of the intelligence.
It's just somewhere else. It's like scattered elsewhere.
Okay, so then you go to CalArts, you gain the confidence in actually being able to pitch ideas, and then what's the next thing you do?
A really awesome thing that CalArts does that I feel like is my number one like advice to young artists is that we are required to make a short film every year. So we don't have finals hooray. But we do have a short film that needs to be done before the end of the year. And so you are the person who's in charge of your own schedule. You have to figure out what is the scope of the project that I'm actually able to achieve in this short amount of time, knowing that I also have homework and, social stuff that I want to do. And so my first year, the project is really small. It's only a minute and a half, and it can be in black and white. And you wouldn't believe how hard that was. I was struggling, but I did it.
I mean, it sounds very hard, but what did you struggle with the most?
It was just, I was doing everything for the first time, animating for the first time. And I was so is my story stupid and lame? And yeah, it was, but at least it was finishable. And I think finishing that first short film was a really big step. Once you start finishing things,
that's so true.
Your mindset completely changes, because it's one thing to, think that you're capable of something, but until you actually do it, I don't know. You have to build off of finishing things, I think.
That's so true. Because especially when something feels so overwhelming in the beginning, and you're just I don't know if I could do this.
Yeah.
Once it's complete, whether it was fantastic or if it was just okay, just the fact that you got through it, you're okay, now I can do this, maybe a little better next time.
And you have a process. I was making, I say spreadsheets, one column that I could tick off for each shot. By the time it was my second year and I was making another film, I kind of knew, I was I know how to do this. And then the second year film is 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So it's even longer, and there's color now. And you sort of build on it year by year. So by the time it was my third year, I think it was 4 minutes long. And then I didn't finish.
Why not?
Finish. Because I got a job.
Okay, well, you had a good excuse.
Thankfully for animation, you don't really need the degree. You just need a good portfolio, but still.
Yeah.
I know my grandma wished that I had the degree.
Okay, so how did you get your first job?
My second year film, it's called Omelet. It was very simple and cute. It was about a little dog cooking food for her owner, who comes home late and is so tired that he's going to chop his fingers off, and she's sort of saving the day. It was really cute, but nothing. I'm not good at the internet, so I didn't do anything with it. But somebody, I don't know who, put it on Reddit, and it got really, really popular.
Wow!
It was great. It was it was a fun viral sensation briefly, and thanks to that, Daniel Chong, who's the creator of We Bare Bears at Cartoon Network, found the short and hired me for my first animation job to do character designs for the pilot for We Bare Bears. So that was my first animation job, and it was really fun. And I had no idea what I was doing. Yeah.
Okay, you had no idea what you were doing. We've all kind of had that first kind of entrance where you're okay, this is really scary.
Yeah.
So what are you feeling at the time you're good at, but what are you feeling I don't know, little bit of imposter syndrome, not sure if I should have gotten the job?
Gosh, I'm not actually a very good designer. I draw the same thing. I don't have a very malleable style. So I was I don't know if I can offer, a really good character designer can offer the same character in many different ways. I don't know how to do that. So it was a little bit nerve-wracking for me, because I was I'm sorry, whatever this first pass is unfortunately kind of all I can do. But luckily, he liked my natural style from the short, so I didn't have to do a lot of changing.
That could also be interpreted as a strength, because you just have such a clear vision of what that character should be that can have different versions of that.
I guess to me, I was I definitely am not a character designer. That was sort of, I was I'm doing this once, and then I cannot do it again. There's turnarounds, and I have friends who still are character designers, and when I see what they're doing, I'm damn, great, you're amazing. Yeah, but it was lovely, because I've actually now been working with Daniel Chong for, 12 or 13 years now. That very first job ended up turning into being the first storyboard artist on that show, and boarding and writing the second episode, and that place really became where I cut my teeth on like just being a artist in the industry. So even though I didn't know what I was doing, it turned out okay.
Well, a lot of people get the job and then they don't have longevity. What do you feel like really, what do you attribute your success to? What do you feel like are the most important traits to have?
That's a great question. I feel like there's like a light side and a dark side. The light side is genuinely enjoying the people that you're with. Like when you are in a room all together and you're laughing and you're having fun, like that keeps you coming back every day. And it keeps other people wanting to keep you around, because it's like even though the work is really hard, if we're all at least having one moment of laughter per day, like we're going to be okay.
Yeah.
And if you don't have that, you're going to burn out, because it's not sustainable to be like stressed and socially unhappy. Like you just can't do it. And then I feel like the dark side, which is like maybe not as healthy, is just like the search for perfection, like the desperation to get something just right, which is a little bit not great, because you're kind of putting yourself in an unhealthy state as you're working. You're working on a scene or a drawing, and you're kind of eating yourself up inside because it's not great yet, and that also keeps you coming back. And even when I finish something, unless it's like once in a blue moon, I'm always like, I could definitely do better than that. I could totally do better. I need to do better next time. So, even like my short film got nominated for an Oscar, like was amazing, and I'm so proud of it. But inside there was a part of me that was like, that was not my best. I can do better. Like, please. So there's like, that's like the dark side, I think. And then the light side is just truly enjoying the other people around you.
Well, what do those accolades mean to you?
I think until I truly feel that I have made something that I'm like, this is like the best thing ever, which I think is going to be impossible. It's just inspiration to like do an even better job next time.
But isn't that kind of cool that something you don't feel is your best ever is already obviously,
Yes, but at the same time, I like the pursuit of like some ephemeral, not perfection, but like something that you feel like this is me, like this is what I love the most.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if that'll ever be possible, but yeah.
Before we continue, let's take a quick moment to chat with this episode's sponsor, personal injury attorney and founder of A&Law, Law, Aninal Bundian.
Congratulations on earning your title as super lawyer.
Thank you.
Personal injury is such a competitive field. Do you feel like you have to also work on visibility and self-marketing?
Absolutely. I feel like it's a saturated field.
What's one thing people say after a car accident that can completely ruin their case?
I'm so sorry.
So why?
That could be used against you. When you say things like that, the person on the other side is going to run to the insurance company, and that's the first thing that they're going to say. And that can be used against you.
Make sure to visit anlaw.law for more info. That's anlaw.law.
Well, in creating something that doesn't have dialogue, what do you feel is essential in getting the emotions across?
I love that question. I love especially short films with no dialogue. I feel like it becomes so much more universal and more people can connect with it. Yeah, it is the acting, which again, I didn't realize would be such a big part of the job. The acting and the timing. I think making sure that you're giving your character enough time on screen to process thoughts and make their next move. Like, you can't just have a character go from one like shocking scenario and then suddenly do something completely different. You need to give them time to like think about, what happened and, find either the comedy or the pathos in that.
Yeah.
And that will help the audience like care about their inner life, that you feel like they have a lot going on underneath the surface.
The emotions that you're trying to express, how is there like a go-to that you have where you're like, if I create the scene in this way, I know that it's going to really resonate with the audience? Do you have certain things like that are kind of your little secrets in pulling at heartstrings?
Totally. I feel like there are levers to pull with cinematography that you need to save your close-ups or save your really unique special shots for an emotional impact. So if I'm working on a sequence with a storyboard artist, and every scene should be building up to something, some emotional revelation, or even just a point of humor, or some new information is dropped. If it's not leading up to something, it's a bad scene and we're going to have to rewrite it anyway. But with every scene, I know where we're supposed to go. And if a storyboard artist puts a close-up way too soon for a moment that is not, it's like, oh, this is just a random, like, this character's eating soup. Like, why? You have to hold back and sort of give the audience like a crescendo, and then hit the most important emotional moment with the most interesting shot you have, or like the longest silence, or musical beat. Like you're always trying to, I call them like golden moments. Like you can't have golden moments all over the place. I mean, you can. Then you have an amazing movie like RRR, which I love. I feel like that whole movie is golden moments. Like every shot is epic. Yeah. But the way that I like working on films is that you're saving your golden moments for emotion. I think it helps them hit harder. Yeah.
Well, and then when you have these kind of themes of loneliness and a sense of belonging, these emotions that most people feel with a lot of, pivotal moments in life. Yeah. Do you take your personal experiences into that? Like what's your process in creating these moments?
I mean, you kind of have to take your personal experience into it, because for many reasons, one of which is that each project we work on is so long. I mean, it's years. Like years of your life you'll be spending trying to get this message across. And if you don't connect to it on a personal level, like, what are you doing?
Okay, so what happens if like there's a story and you're like, emotionally this isn't working for me, and you actually have to execute? Have you ever encountered that?
Well, technically, Elio was not my project to begin with. Yeah. It was started by Adrian Molina quite a while ago, and I was there like helping him out, watching the movie grow, but it was never my project. It was very much based off of his personal backstory of growing up on a military base and feeling kind of out of place and like, just a totally different kind of kid from the kids around him. And when the time came for Adrian to step off the project because he had to go work on Coco 2, and someone had to finish it, and he and I work really well together. So all of a sudden I have this like little boy character who I really don't have much in common with as far as like where I grew up and, my life. But I have to find some way to connect to that feeling of loneliness, or that for me, it was the feeling of like, no matter what I do, for some reason, I'm just not clicking. Like it's just not working. I felt that very strongly growing up as a little kid, or even in high school, of just like, what am I missing? I'm just not getting it. And feeling that isolation, that was sort of my way in. Like you have to find something. Because for the story, but also when you get to animation, the animators are relying on you to be able to access these deep emotions, because that's where they're going. And if you're not willing to get in there with them, the performance will feel flat. Yeah.
But then it's also challenging that it's such a collaborative process. So what happens when visions conflict, where you're just like, that's not how I see it, especially if you're multiple directors working on a project, which happens a lot with these films.
Totally. I mean, I was co-directing with my good friend Domi Shi, and we had also been friends for like 10 years before this project, but we'd never worked like this before. And there would definitely be moments where we would clash. But I feel like looking back, it was less on the big things. Like it was never really about what we're trying to say or where the movie is going. It was more maybe execution. And I feel like that happened more towards the beginning as we were each feeling out like our strengths and like who should be working on what part of the movie. And as the years went on, we were on it for like 2 years. By the time we reached the end, it felt very clear, like, okay, here's a sequence like this. That's one I should take. Here's another sequence. Domi should take this one. And we still cross-check with each other. But it got easier as time went on.
I think that's kind of an interesting theme with a lot of the guests that we have, because we have guests from the music industry, from film. And when it's an industry and you're a creative person and there's a system that relies on notes and direction, but you're a creative person that has your own creative vision. I mean, it's so hard, I think, to compromise that sometimes.
It is hard. But I think luckily Domi and I have a really similar taste. So there would be moments where I could feel like this is really important to Domi. And even if I don't get what she's trying to do right away, I believe I'll like what she comes up with. And then she'll show me what she had in mind. I'm like, oh, that's so good. And vice versa. There'd be moments where we just have to be like, trust me. And we each go off into our separate edit rooms, come back, and you show what you have. And the other person is like, oh, I get it now. That's great. Yeah.
Which is also like, you kind of have to get lucky, right? Working with the right people. Because if you
grateful.
Get stuck, oh my God. Yeah. But you know what? It's so funny because obviously I'm not in the animation industry, but it's animation that was the first kind of like where I had an epiphany that I want to work in entertainment. My mom took me to one of their industry parties. It was the first feature film she was working on, which was I think it was Quest for Camelot. The first feature that she worked on.
Amazing.
And so I was a little kid and she took me to one of their industry parties and everybody was just fun, you know? And I was like, I want to work in this industry because everybody is so positive and fun. And I was like, I could never be an accountant. Like this is...
Well, not when this is right here.
Yeah, totally. So yeah, and I didn't feel like I had any kind of exceptional talent in drawing or anything like that. So I was like, okay, well, I'll find my way somewhere here, you know?
Oh my God. It still feels that way.
It's such a fun industry.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll just spend like an hour brainstorming for like a stupid joke and everyone's laughing and you leave the meeting. You're like, wow, I got paid for that hour of having fun with my friends.
Back to the magic, you know, an art therapy session. I think if you are kind of an emotional person who feels things rather deeply, you do look for, I think, creative little escapes.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, for me, this studio, when I get to sit down and talk to other creative people, you're constantly creating a situation. It's a scenario that you're always getting just positive energy, you know?
Oh my God, totally.
Life is hard.
It's very hard. And I feel lucky when the world outside is hard, I still feel like I get to go to work with really nice people, like smart, kind, creative people, and we're all just doing our best. It's
so true about your industry. It really is.
Everyone is so friendly.
Yeah.
Like we're smiling and waving at each other in the hallways. And I'm like, I don't even know who you are, huh? Yeah. And then I'll go somewhere else and I'll do that again. And I'm like, oh, whoops, I look like a weirdo. Not everybody's waving all the time.
Okay, but it is also a very competitive industry.
It is.
And and a lot of jobs get outsourced and you know, I mean, there are the hardships too.
It's changing a lot right now too.
And AI. Okay.
Terrifying.
Yeah, we have to actually hit all of those points.
Yes, so we will.
First, the fact that it's so competitive. I mean, you did have to work really crazy hours in the beginning of your career, right?
I did. I was working like every night, every weekend on my sequences. But there was no place I would rather have been at the time. It was very unhealthy. Like I was kind of at the point where I didn't care about my body. I was like, I don't care about this thing. I'm trying. If I was just a hand and a brain, that would be like all I needed. There was like a really long period of time where I was like, if I could just put my brain in a robot and put the pencil in the hand, like that would be great. I don't need anything else. Obviously, over time, I was like, that's messed up. Yeah. I'm a human being.
So like how long were you actually working?
I mean, I would work pretty late every night, at least till 11. I mean, I'm not like an all-nighter type of person. Mm-hmm. I can't do that. Some of my friends can.
But 11 is a lot because you start early in the morning.
Yeah. But it was always like in those last final hours is when you lock in and you're like, oh my God, all of a sudden I'm flying and I'm getting all this work done. Yeah. And I wanted every time I pitched a sequence, before I get in there, because I would be very nervous and shy, if I've done all that work ahead of time and I know it's amazing and like I've already pitched it to myself and I'm like, this is freaking awesome. Like I get to relax on pitch day if I'm suffering every other day. So for me, like for some reason that trade-off was worth it. I don't know if it was, but it was satisfying to, I always wanted to knock it out of the park every time. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So then when do you actually start going, okay, not going to do these crazy, like, I don't know, 12-hour days, 14-hour days?
I think it actually started when I became a story supervisor. So I'm no longer the board artist. And I had realized through directing my short film that if I have a single-minded nature, I can only really do one thing at a time and I'm all in on it. And I realized if I'm going to be storyboarding and taking care of this team, I can't do both. Not the way that I used to, because I would get resentful of my team asking me for help because I'd feel, oh, you're taking time. Now I'm going to have to work even later. So I actually talked to my director, Daniel, and I was like, just so you know, like the kind of supervisor I will be, you're not going to get giant sequences out of me because I'm going to be focused on taking care of the team. And he was like, no problem. And I was like, really? Great. And I gained so much just by taking care of everyone else and making sure they weren't working these crazy hours. Mm-hmm. So we had a really healthy and fun crew. And that totally changed my perspective. Yeah. I was like, damn, just got to like calm down a little bit. Yeah. And everything's going to be fine. Yeah.
Yeah, but then it's like you also are acquiring these like management skills in the process where you're actually having to manage everyone.
Yeah, I really liked that though. I mean, as we were saying, everyone is so nice. Yeah. And it was almost like, I feel like I never had to do anything particularly hard. I never had to tell someone like, your work is not up to standard. It was always like, you're working too hard. Yeah. You're doing too good of a job. Yeah. Like save some energy, pull back. Not every single moment is the moment to go all out. Like I'll tell you when it's time to go all out. Yeah. Like they made my job so easy. Yeah. Yeah.
Is there anything you would change in the industry where you feel like, oh, if we could just tweak this a little bit, the whole process would be so much better?
I mean, everyone just wants more time. You always want more time. I don't even know how that would be possible, but it's always time. Yeah. 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 I don't know how. I can't think of anything I've heard people complain about more than just wanting more time. So, yeah.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I know. But I mean, at the same time, it's like these projects, they take so long.
I know. And even so, we're like,
even so, you still need more time. Yeah. Okay. What about the outsourcing of jobs?
Oh, my gosh. Well, thankfully, Pixar is the last studio in the United States that does everything all under one roof. And we really want to keep it that way.
Which is really nice, because when I was researching, like you coming in, I was like, wait, so Pixar doesn't do that, huh? And I wanted to ask you about that.
I think it's so important. I mean, I'll talk specifically about the animation room. There's an energy for when all of the animators come into one theater. We're all in person. We see each other. We talk about each other's lives. Like, there was an earthquake last night. Y'all feel that? And, we all get to know each other more. And then when you're watching people's work, it's very vulnerable. And they're right there. But so are you. And all together in the room, you're all figuring out what an emotion means and what it looks like. And like, why isn't this landing? And I don't need to know how everything works. All I need to do is be open, and they're going to be open back. And the performances you get out of that, I just don't think I'm sure it's possible, but I'm having a hard time imagining it coming out so magical if we weren't all together like that.
Yeah, definitely.
Or even brainstorming, like with story artists. You can just read what's happening so much better in person. Like if an idea is not landing, you could tell. People will like shifting around.
Well, are you all in studio now? Because my mom, since the pandemic, she's been working from home. So it's been 5 years now.
We're back in. I mean, we very much so try to get everyone in one room as much as we can. Yeah. Especially when it's things like a brainstorm or when you're writing. Oh my God, I can't imagine writing without us all being there. It's also a lot more fun.
Yeah. So how long were you actually out of the studio and still had to work?
At least 2 years.
2 years. I mean, that's a long time.
I know. And I was story supervising at the beginning of that. And I remember how hard it was to like build a team over Zoom and how much extra little meetings it took to make sure that we could get to know each other. And of course, it would just take longer. But we would do things like watch a stupid movie together, and I'd be like, everybody keep your microphones on. Like everybody talk over the movie, like this is important. This is bonding. We did the best that we could.
Well, it was so lonely for a lot of people too, because there are a lot of people who are here from out of town working, they live alone, and you know, just being out of the studio, like the studio's that one safe space where everybody gets to interact.
And we have a lot of like international artists who have like moved really far away from their families, and it is important that it feels like Pixar is there for you and like your coworkers care about you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was it for you, those 2 years of being out of the studio?
It was awful.
Really?
Oh my God. I mean, I was so grateful for the work that I did have, because at least it gave me like so much to think about and like purpose. I will say another hard thing that I don't know if you experienced, but like you're looking at your own face so much more. I hated that. I was like, oh my God. Yeah. Get me out of here.
Well, you have a very pretty face, so I don't think that you have to worry about that.
Oh my God. I feel like I like had a whole like makeup transformation, because I was like, I can't, like, what am I doing? I'm looking at my face so much. I got to change some things.
I think that's just anxiety being channeled in different ways. You know, you're looking at what can I control?
Makeup. Yeah. That's all I have. Yeah. I started doing like an hour-long makeup in the morning for what? Like sitting on Zoom for no reason. We're just trying to survive. Yeah.
Oh my God. I actually started picking up on little things with myself that like if I start going on a cleaning frenzy.
Oh, dude.
Like, what am I anxious about? Must be something. I'm trying to control things physically that, you know, kind of feels out of hand, which there's so many things that feel out of my control that could be so many things that I would have to pinpoint.
I know. I still feel so grateful. Like right now. Oh, sorry. I touched that. Like right now, like we're in the same space. Like that's so much better.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. I hated doing the Zoom interviews. I had to do a couple of those. The only cool thing about it was just no pressure to get dressed up. You know, you just
we were just talking about that. I wouldn't have had to put on boots.
Yeah, exactly.
I could have worn much stretchier pants. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's the like, and then, you know, I'm actually not as particular as other people are about outfits. You know, I'm just not that person. I'm very girly in some ways, but stuff like that I'm just not into it. So I remember one of my first guests, Serge Tankian, the vocalist of System of a Down.
Awesome.
I know, he's the best.
So cool.
But I said something to him like, oh, you know, I just, hopefully this thing fits that I got, because I haven't even tried it on yet. And I had ordered something from Amazon just because I quickly needed something different to not clash. And he's just like, whatever, just wear your own clothes. And I was like, Serge, like everything I own is black. I would just be like depressingly black all the time,
like
on camera. Yeah. But it's so funny that even somehow it still stayed with me, where I'm like, see, he's so just like grounded and real. He doesn't care about the superficial stuff, and it just kind of reminds you to not focus on dumb shit that doesn't matter.
I feel the same way, like especially like the older I get, the more I'm like, whatever. Like I'm, you know, I want my brain power to go at a certain place, but that's not to say that I don't enjoy like doing makeup and all that girly stuff.
It's enjoyable. It's all very enjoyable.
As long as it's fun. And if it's not, then we don't do it. Yeah.
And as long as it's not like the main focus that drives you crazy, you know?
I started, after directing Elio, I actually started dressing differently because I realized that I had to wear pants that were more comfortable every day.
What?
Because I would
Why?
spend so many hours. You spend like 4 hours in the edit suite, and you're just sitting there, and like I realized like I'm wasting brain power if I'm wearing a waistband that's like too tight. And I was like, I bought work sweatpants that are like very nice, and I've gotten so many compliments. I almost wore them, but then I was like, maybe not.
You know what? There's such a truth to that though, because when I was taking acting classes, I remember I went after some other shoot I had, and I was dressed up with like these really high heels, and I had to do a scene.
Yeah.
And the acting teacher was like, "Take off your shoes." And I was like, "Huh? Why?"
Excuse me.
Yeah, I felt very violated. I was like, "What do you mean? You know, like I don't want to be barefoot here, and whatever." But I was like, "Okay, trust the process. Like you're paying her for a reason. You know, just do it." And I realized for the first time how much like being free in your own body, because it does limit you if you're wearing, you know, high heels. So being free in your own body, it just opens up a whole different skill set even,
oh my God.
know.
I feel like I was looking at pictures of Greta Gerwig directing, maybe it was on Barbie or something, and then I kind of had to like, man, look how comfortable she is. And realizing like, yeah, when you're directing, like your job doesn't have anything to do with this. Like I can look however I want and be as comfortable as I want, and that will probably help me do my job better. And everyone will still respect me, and I have nothing to prove. And like, yeah, I do still feel like I dress differently, which was really cool. I didn't expect that. Strange transformation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's really interesting that when you want to kind of prepare in a way that you're going to be presenting your best whatever at the moment, that is a part of it, that okay, you have to not be self-conscious. And if you're wearing super high heels, really tight clothing, and you're just constrained, you're going to be just not at your best.
You're not going to be yourself.
You're not going to be yourself. Isn't that funny?
I know.
Random little things you pick up. Clothes.
I know, but it's
Clothes,
so important,
shoes.
especially as women, I do think. I hadn't even thought about it.
Yeah. So now if I ever have to go on stage for anything, I definitely will not wear uncomfortable shoes.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to walk stupid and like, you know, just look all self-conscious and weird.
Dude.
Yeah, so now it's all about comfort. See, getting older is really, actually, there's so many good parts to it, right?
I love it. Yeah.
I'm sure you feel the most confident now that you've ever felt, right?
I also feel like I mean, in a wonderful way, I was entering the industry, the animation industry, in a moment where women were getting kind of propelled higher because there were so few of us. Like when I first started at Pixar, there were 5 female board artists. I was number 6 out of like a 50-person department.
Wow.
Like so few. And because there's so few of us, we were in high demand, and like everyone wanted to help us get into leadership positions, which was amazing. But it did mean that I did a lot of things really young, and I didn't feel like, I felt like I was progressing well in my work life, but in my outside life, I'm like, I'm still just like 24 years old. Like, what's happening out here? And only now do I feel a little bit more like my age has caught up with what I'm doing. So things are getting a little easier. But I remember directing my short film. I was still, in my 20s.
That's
and I was
crazy.
like, just working with these super talented older artists and feeling so nervous, like, how do I get them to respect me? But luckily at Pixar, I didn't have to worry about that, because at least on the creative side, it's such a meritocracy. Like, if people like your stuff, they'll work with you. And I didn't have to worry about proving myself. They already wanted to work on the project. And that was really wonderful.
Well, and then you're in LA for a very special reason.
Yes.
So tell us about that.
Yeah. I mean, we're so lucky. Elio's getting a lot of, I think, well-deserved nominations, the Golden Globes, the Critics' Choice Awards, and we're still crossing our fingers for more. But I think especially for us, we had such a frustrating box office. It was so sad. We worked so hard. We loved the movie. I remember when we finished it and the crew was just so happy. And then to wake up to, I mean, truly humiliating like headlines for me of like, oh my God, worst Pixar opening ever. I was like, what happened? We still don't know. We still love the movie. We think it's amazing. And it's finding, its audience on Disney Plus, and anyone who sees it loves it. And so for me, watching these award nominations come in means so much, because this crew deserves to be recognized. They did an amazing job. They like pulled off miracles to get this movie done. And I think sometimes people forget that a big place like Pixar, it's not a given that our movies turn out as beautiful as they do. Like every single thing is built from scratch by a really like nerdy, wonderful person who pulled a lot of late nights, and they deserve to be recognized. So, I mean, just every nomination we get makes me feel great, because I want them to feel great about the movie that they made. Yeah.
So do you have any theories as to why it didn't do so well in the box office?
I don't know. I wish I did. I mean, I think, it's a wonderful movie. It's an original movie.
Is it marketing stuff, maybe?
I don't know. Yeah. I feel like we did the best we could on every front.
It's so unfair sometimes, because when you really believe in the project and it's so good, it's just...
I know. I feel like I gained a lot from that, though. Like I of course was crushed. I was so disappointed. I was so sad, and I was so confused. But now I feel so free kind of in whatever I'm doing next. I'm like, all that matters is that I make a movie that I love. Because even though I was crushed by the results, it would have been even more crushing if I also didn't love the movie. If I knew like I didn't do my best and it didn't do well. I know we did the best we could, and I'm so proud of it. So at least I have that. So like whatever I do next, I will be less focused on whatever the outside response is. We'll just keep making the best movie we possibly can.
Interesting, because sometimes it gets like a second life. You never know down the line what it's going to be like. It was like that with the Iron Giant. My mom worked on that film, and it's one of my favorite animated films, if not the favorite of all time. I mean, it's such a brilliant film, and I swear to God, when my son talks really excitedly about stuff, sometimes I feel like he's Hogarth. I'm like, oh my God, it's like exactly him,
I kind of like, sometimes Domi and I joke that in 20 years the new artist coming into the industry will be like, oh my God, you worked on Elio, amazing. But I was like, we're gonna have to wait 20 years, girl.
Maybe things are accelerated now. Maybe it'll
you never know.
Sooner.
Maybe 10 years.
But no, even the fact that it's already nominated for all of these awards, so it's good.
I think it deserves it.
And I'm sure now people seeing that it's nominated for so many awards, it's going to get its second round of viewers too.
I know it surprises people. Maybe it is the marketing. For some reason, what the movie is contains so much more than what the trailers can show. And there's a lot of surprises in the movie that I think people are like, whoa, I didn't know it was going to have this in it. And also the score. I just love the score as well. And I don't think, I think from the trailer, you can't quite tell just how vast the scope of the movie actually is.
Before we continue, let's take a quick moment to chat with this episode's sponsor, personal injury attorney and founder of A&Law, Law, Anino Bundian.
Have you ever had a client who messed up their case without realizing it?
Yes. I've had a client who the insurance company likes to play games. They like to call the client and ask them questions and pretend that they didn't see representation letter on file. I had a client that actually spoke to them, gave a full statement to the insurance company, and completely ruined their case.
I've heard that posting on Instagram can actually hurt your case.
Absolutely.
I've read that people actually get in trouble with gym selfies too. Like, it seems so innocent, but they go to the gym, they take selfies working out, and then they claim to be injured. And
well, it does make sense. If you're injured, you should not be at the gym doing reps or lifting heavy weights. But people do that, and actually it really hurts their case.
Make sure to visit anlaw.law for more info. That's anlaw.law.
You know what Elio actually also made me think of, which I don't know if everyone really gets into these little details, but I was thinking it's so interesting how, again, expressing emotions, like if a character doesn't have eyebrows, all of the other things you have to rely on to actually express, like we really do rely on the eyes and eyebrows
We're
so
hardwired
much
to like eye track.
But that's an interesting kind of challenge.
Especially with the secondary lead, Glorden character with no eyes and literally nothing in his face at all, except for a mouth. Oh my God. I mean, it's sort of, we're at the point where the animators at Pixar are so advanced. Like they've done so many movies now, so many different types of characters that they kind of relish that. They're like, yes, give me that. Like I can do anything with just his ears, his whiskers, his little feet. Like they can squeeze a beautiful performance out of anything. And I think it's a point of pride for them. Like they kind of want to be the one to like crack that performance in an almost impossible design.
I love that.
I do too. It's really cool.
Okay, so let's talk AI.
Oh yeah, let's talk about it.
How do you feel about it?
I mean, I'm such an old school artist. Like even when just the internet was starting, I was late to, I don't know, making a Tumblr account or whatever. Like I'm always behind.
I'm always behind too.
Always
on
behind.
Everything.
Yeah. And when it comes to like my real art, to me, so much of the process is the sort of in between from your brain's idea to the execution on the page. Like there's so much that happens in that moment as you're figuring out. Sometimes it's your own limitation. Like I may have an idea of what I want and I realize I don't actually know how to do this. I need to find a simpler way to do it. If I do it like this, not only will it be easier for me, but it'll look cooler and it'll do this other story thing for me. And I guess that's something that I sometimes worry could be lost, that there is so much. I mean, the human brain, I know it's not as fast as a computer, but you're doing so much all the time that you're not even aware of. So for me, when it comes to like, when I look ahead at my future as an artist, like I look forward to being like an old 80-year-old woman still drawing the way that I do now and seeing, what am I coming up with at that age, still just with the same brain that I have. Yeah, I don't know.
Are you at the same time trying to develop different skill sets with how AI is kind of infiltrating the creative landscape now, or?
It's a great question because I feel like I look back at the moment when animation had a really big shift from 2D to CG and how that was really scary, and there was this fear everywhere. Everyone was afraid and worrying, like, what's going to happen to my job? What if the heart of the art form is disappearing? I mean, I have no idea what's going to happen, but I kind of tell myself, like, just remain calm. Animation is beautiful. Everyone's always going to want it. Everyone's always going to want original stories, and art's not going anywhere. People still crave handmade. I don't know if you saw, like, this year there was this kind of upswing in like haute couture brands like Hermes and stuff commissioning hand-drawn animation for their like holiday. I don't know if you saw this. It's like quite nice. Okay. But there is still this craving for handmade. Yeah. But I'm telling myself to like just pay attention and keep up with what's going on and just not stick my head in the sand, I guess.
I do wonder if I'll feel differently 2 decades from now.
I have no idea.
Now, like even music, I'm just not. I don't even want to listen to it.
I know. I feel betrayed.
Me too.
I'm like, hey, I thought I was listening to someone working late at night at 2:30 in the morning on like a beat in their like yucky bedroom. Yeah. Like that means something to me.
Yeah.
And if I find out a song is not that, I will remove it from my playlist because it doesn't mean as much anymore.
Yeah. 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 It does take away from the meaning of it, and especially, it's the raw human emotion that drives the storytelling, whether it's in music or movies, and it's what we connect to. So if it's AI, I don't know. But then if I hear something and I love it and I don't know that it's AI, will I feel differently? I don't know. It hasn't happened yet, so I'm not
confusing. I feel like for me also there's still just the legal issues. I just remember just knowing that no matter if I consented or not, my work has already been scraped. And I hated that feeling. Yeah. That someone could type in a prompt of like, draw this in Madeline Sharafian's style. And that all of a sudden, all of my years of like loneliness, being a nerd, having no friends, drawing for fun, like that's all gone. Like just because you know how to spell my name properly. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's why I like like the idea that even if what I've already done has been scraped and it's someone else's, my future artistic ability is still mine.
Yeah.
Like, I'll always be growing.
You know what freaks me out the most?
Oh my God, what?
If we end up having to have those like chips or whatever in order to be as advanced as everyone else. Like if you refuse it and you're like, no, I'm going to stay old school. I'm not doing that chip that teaches all the languages and additional skill sets and whatever. Then everyone's just going to be so much more advanced than us. What are we going to do?
Return to the trees, return to nature.
Seriously, maybe that's...
I don't know. There is a bit of a pendulum swing, right? Like people are kind of craving analog and nature and unplugging. I feel like, both things are happening at the same time. More advanced and also less.
I used to feel like my friends who actually grew their own vegetables and stuff were so extra. I was like, oh God, like all this hippy dippy shit. And now I'm like, I want to grow my own tomatoes.
I need to sink my fingers into the dirt to feel alive.
Oh my God.
I know. Both are happening. I have no idea what's going to happen.
Yeah. Well, and then with like all the information coming out, you seriously feel like, okay, it's dangerous to even breathe the air. Like, what do I do? Can I drink water? Can I eat food? Like, what do I do? No. So
you can't.
Maybe we're adapting.
Yeah.
And evolving with the poisons.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I mean, humanity's done some really weird stuff in the past and we made it. I feel like we're going to be okay. It'll just be different, which it always is. Yeah.
You know how people who are in the beauty industry, they always say that like, oh, now when I look at people, I'm just like live editing them. Like, oh, you could do this different, that different. They do.
No.
Well, some of them do. The ones who are, I think, honest do. Because if they're fixing people all the
time.
Like
the Facetune kind of idea?
Yeah. So they're probably like, oh, a little injection here, a little injection there. I feel like you would see everyone as animation. Like you would see everyone as characters. Do you?
It's lovely. I mean, I feel like I play also a game where because oh my God, I had such low self-esteem for so long. And I ended up turning it around almost by like, I used to sort of compare myself to like every woman I would see. Be like, oh my God, this is so much better than me. But I started finding the game of like, what is the most beautiful thing about this person? And like literally everybody has some beautiful trait of like, oh, her hair is so shiny.
Thing to do.
Yeah, or like her fingers are so elegant. Like there's always something beautiful.
Yeah.
And like literally no matter who it is,
but that says so much about you that you seek out the beauty in everyone and everything.
It makes things
feel... That's really special because there are a lot of people who do the opposite. They just immediately look for the negative.
Because I was afraid that competition, like I was like, I don't like feeling this way because I know I can't measure up. Like, and I don't want to then try to pick someone apart and make myself feel better.
Which is like so bizarre for someone like me to like hear that coming from you, because of course the first thing I see, you're just so beautiful and charming, and so it's like weird to even hear that someone like you would ever have low self-esteem.
Are you kidding? Oh my God, girl!
It's like, what? If anyone should have high self-esteem, it's you.
No.
Yeah,
that's very sweet of you. Well, I feel the same way about you.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
But do you think it's like, what do you think made you feel that way? Is it the influence, like media influence, or just like Mean Girls in high school, or like why do you even come to that?
I don't know. No one ever made fun of how I looked. I feel like it was all self-inflicted. I'm sure there are so many girls like that. I don't know if you
your
were
imagination,
like that.
It just went the wrong way.
Yeah, I think
was
so.
Your imagination.
Actually, there's a what is it? What's it called? Oh, body dysmorphia.
Yeah.
Where you are picking up on every detail, which I still do. And in drawing, it's great. I can find all of these details that are useful. But when I look at myself, I also see literally everything is wrong. And I can't zoom out. It's so hard.
Yeah, definitely not wrong.
I also wonder, did you grow up down here in SoCal?
In LA, yeah.
Up in NorCal, there were so few Armenians in the school that I went to. It was just my sister and me, and then like two other boys, the Yegazarians. And so there were things about me that I was like, just slightly off about, or I was like, oh, I have hairy arms, and my mom doesn't.
Thank God for laser hair removal.
I know.
Yes.
Don't look at my arms. But like my mom, her side of the family is like Austrian Norwegian. She has no hair on her arms, so she doesn't know how to help me.
Yeah.
and I had like a little, monobrow.
Oh,
she didn't know. There's like all these small things. My nose, of course, every Armenian girl's like, my nose. But there were just enough things that as the time that we were growing up felt like wrong or off, which obviously now I'm like, oh, thank God. Like I love my nose. Like I draw people with this nose. Like it's my favorite. It's one of my favorite things on my face. But growing up was so hard. All the popular girls had that ski slope and like, you know, it was just like a different, I look back at that time and I'm like, wow, why was I taking all that so personally?
Yeah.
It was kind of crazy.
Which I'm sure you think of as an artist, you probably think like, okay, now if I was to do the ski slope nose and all of that stuff, it just takes the character away, right?
I in the recent years, I have made such a concerted effort to draw women and men with noses more like mine and like my family's, and I still have my like sort of torch I'm holding for animation in particular. Like all the princesses and animated girls we grew up seeing still have quite small noses, or it just seems like it's only one type kind of, and I'm still like, I haven't quite seen exactly what I'm looking for yet. So I have a torch to carry for noses. Yeah.
Well, and it's so interesting too, because when we look at the actresses that I grew up with, they all looked so different and they all had so much character and they were beautiful in very different ways. None of them looked alike. And some of those actresses, you know, with today's standards of beauty, you might give them nose jobs and I don't know, cheek lifts, whatever they're called, all these little things, tweaks and whatever that they do. But it's like you look at people who do kind of go and fix things now that they see as flaws. It actually just takes away the character. I most of the time look at those women and think, wow, I really loved the way you looked before. I wouldn't have changed that. And it's interesting that you perceived that as a flaw.
Yeah.
Whereas I perceived that as something that gives you an extra kind of bit of character.
I feel like when you think about yourself more as like a performer and less as like a model or a doll. Yeah. Then all of a sudden, anything unique about your face is just what helps you stand out, or it makes you fit your role better. Yeah. Or something. Yeah.
It's the depth that it gives you.
Yeah.
As the character that's you.
Totally. I sometimes think about like as a character design. Yeah. Like what am I? Like how do I show up?
Have you drawn yourself as a character?
I draw myself in other characters. Like I definitely do draw women who look like me because I'm kind of looking for my face because I don't quite know what I look like. You don't see it
anywhere, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and also like when you have dysmorphia, you never know what you look like. Like one
Is
photo.
Is that a self-diagnosis? Like you just decided?
No, I did. I had like a very difficult period in my 20s where I had to go to the doctor, etc. But like you're always trying to figure out what you look like, and nothing ever seems true. So like mirrors, photos, you just never know what you're going to get. So when I'm drawing, I'm trying to find, I'm like, what is it? Yeah. I have no idea.
That's kind of the fucked up thing about being different, that you don't realize it's a good thing until you're older.
I know. Oh my God.
In the beginning, it's like, now I even see little things like with my son, he just started kindergarten. And he had this really cool, unique backpack that no one else had. And I thought it was like the coolest. It's from the animated series, The Fixies. Have you seen it?
Fixies, no.
I think you would love it. It's really cool.
I'll look it up. Yeah.
You have to look that up. But I thought it was so cool. And then there was this really hideous backpack that one of the kids had in his school. Like it was really not cute. And so he wanted it. And so Santa had to get it for Christmas because that was like on his wish list. And it's like a backpack that everyone else has in school. And so I looked it up and it was like $8 at Walmart. And I was like, it's not difficult to get it, but it's just not creative. It's not unique. It's not whatever. Like, so I'm looking, you're looking to get unique things for your kids, whereas they're still trying to fit in and have what the other. And I was like, this is like a big psychological lesson for me. Interesting. Like, how do you just, I guess, have to go with it? Or how do you deal with it? I don't know.
I mean, so desperately I was trying to fit in. Yeah. I feel like I was totally that person. Yeah. Like, everyone's wearing a Gap sweatshirt. I'm also going to wear a Gap sweatshirt. Like, I wanted nothing more than to just, like, not.
And then there comes, like, a point where you're like, wait, I don't want to be like everyone else. And that's what makes you special. But, like, when was that kind of switch for you?
I don't know. I mean,
the Academy Award nominations or before that?
I don't know. Like last year? I don't know. I don't know. I feel like it's still happening for me? I don't know. I'm still figuring it out. I get a lot of inspiration from Domi Shi, my co-director, because she is such a unique, strong-willed individual, and she just does what she wants. She says what she wants. Her fashion sense is like freaking insane.
Yeah.
And I watch her just move through the world without like artifice. And I feel like I'm still learning how to do that. But spending the 2 years making Elio with her, I feel like I came out so much more of like an individual than when I went in. Yeah, you should like look up her photos. She's like the coolest person ever.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Will do. But see, that's actually another, the way that you kind of came out with wearing different pants. It was like an unexpected outcome, right? From working on this film. It was the same, that unexpected kind of thing for me with this podcast was I talk to so many people that I admire. And then when you hear that they've had imposter syndrome or insecurities or whatever, like it really made me reevaluate how I talk to myself sometimes.
Yes.
Like if there are things that I'm insecure about, and if I have like self-doubt in whatever I'm doing, I'm like, okay, all of these amazing people have it, and I think how ridiculous for you to ever have a low self-esteem. Like, how could you? You know, I'm like, maybe I need to just, you know, it helps you kind of mute your own things where you're like, okay, maybe I'm just being silly, like, you know, her for questioning like anything about her.
Me every day, Also, I imagine you're like so good at talking to people now, like people that you don't know super well. Now you have this like amazing skill going through the world, being able to talk to anybody. But not everybody can do that. That's really hard.
You know what makes it easy is that with podcasts, there are no rules. Like if I worked on something before where I had to talk about like Paris Hilton's house getting robbed and like things that I wasn't really so passionate about, and it's so hard. You know, you have to work on your intonations and looking like you're excited about a topic you're not actually excited about, and there's so much faking, you know, whereas with a podcast, since I get to choose who I talk to, and like it's just genuine curiosity about, you know, it's like getting to know each other as friends. So then it's actually really easy because I really am just genuinely curious. So it's actually, looks hard, but it's not.
I'm having a lot of fun. Yeah, this feels very easy.
Thank you. I am too. No, it would be hard if I wasn't interested. Like if you're not interested and you're like,
what do I say?
Like this conversation.
What's your favorite color?
Sucks. Let's get something from the bar to make this a little more interesting. You know,
the most amazing bar in the world.
But I also hate small talk, so...
I kind of love small talk.
You do? You're the first person I've heard say that.
I love it. I like talking about the weather.
Do you?
It affects all of us. I'm like, it's a beautiful day today.
I mean, that is, I guess, something that you find in common with people. No, my friends know to not ask me, like, hi, how are you? Like, when they text me, just straight to the point. Coffee today at 2? Sure,
done.
Let's do it. Like, done, you know? I hate all of the kind of, like, if you feel obligated to go through the, you know, first 10 questions before getting to the point. Like, no, let's just get to the point.
I think I'm like easily entertained because I like to know what people think about like just the weather. I'm like, what do you think? What is it? It is raining, isn't it? Yeah. It's like fun for me.
Okay, but San Fran, like the coldest winds I've ever experienced in my life, to a point where I've like yelled out loud because it's chilling to the bone. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
It's so funny though, because I feel like for me, it's always only one temperature. It's only 65 degrees.
Really?
Every month, every year, always.
Yeah.
Summer, winter, always.
Your ring reminded me of Armenia, which I'm sure that's where you got that from.
That is where I got it. I wore it today on purpose.
Oh, you did. So what month of the year did you go to Armenia? Because it's definitely not 65 degrees all year round there.
But actually it was probably around 65 when I went, because I think it was
springtime.
It was actually September,
fall.
I think.
Okay. September is
August.
really nice.
No. I'm making it up. October. I've done a lot of traveling this year. It was October.
Also, you were there this year.
Yes, it was for the
last year, technically
last year.
Yeah, now
a few
we're
months
2026.
ago. Yeah, I was there for the Armenia animation festival. It was freaking awesome.
So you met Virej Kasuni,
So nice.
Yeah,
he found me at Annecy because he knew I was going to be there. I'd never been to Annecy before.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know what's going on. And then this like guy comes up to me and is like, oh, Barevces. And I'm like, I'm like, who are you? I don't speak Armenian, so that's like all I had. But I was like, a friend has arrived. It was so sweet, and he was so kind. I had never been to Armenia before. No one in my family has been since like a few generations at this point.
Oh.
So this was like a big deal for my whole family. I brought many gifts back. It was great.
So your dad's Armenian?
Mm-hmm, that's
and
right.
Does he speak Armenian?
No.
Did your grandparents speak Armenian?
A little bit, but they were shy about it.
Okay.
I think it was very like classic immigration story of like they got here and tried to embed and assimilate and did not.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't cling to the language as much as I wish that they had. Like I'm trying to learn it now and I'm like, damn it.
Yeah.
Why am I starting from scratch here?
Okay, so what was it like your first day in Armenia? What are you feeling? What are the first things that you're noticing?
I mean, it was amazing. I feel like I had the classic experience where you fly in at like 3 a.m. and you're like, what's going on? Mm-hmm. But then in the airport, everyone's flying in at 3 a.m. So it's full. People are like playing music. And I'm meeting all these other artists from like Lithuania, Spain, and we're all here for the animation festival. So also immediately we're all in animation. So we're all like the same kind of person. So it was very easy.
Yeah.
And it was so wonderful. I just felt like I saw my family's faces everywhere. Even though I didn't understand the language, I felt very comfortable and I was like trying to pick it up as fast as I could. And I felt also the drive. There are a lot of animators there and there's like a lot of potential and there's a lot of small studios that are getting things off the ground. Mm-hmm. And it kind of reminded me of like that hunger I had in college where I was like, damn, I think I've been too comfortable. Like, I need to get back to this. Like this, like I'm sleeping on the couch. Like I've been here. Like, I mean, maybe not that much, but that like you're so in love with animation that you're like, you'll do anything for it. And I was like, damn. Heck yeah. Like there's a lot of cool stuff happening over there.
What do you think needs to be established in Armenia in order for it to also become kind of like an animation hub where at least the studios that are outsourcing animation jobs to other parts of the world so that they can actually send work to Armenia?
Gosh, well, I mean, already I feel like the technical skill is amazing. I went to Tumo. It was a beautiful campus. I was like, hello.
I know.
This is more beautiful than CalArts. What the heck?
I wish I could do, I wish I was a student there.
I know. Me too. But I feel like when I was there, what I was getting excited about and what I think is probably already happening and I'm just not clued into it, but it is the like the storyboarding aspect, the storytelling aspect, the getting to that like very unique experience of like the young artists who live there. Mm-hmm. I'm sure it's happening, but I feel like if I were to go back to Tumo, that would be like, let's get some short films out there that are really powerful, that really get people to pay attention. Like you can get from a whole class as passionate as they are. I mean, you can make quite a splash. Like, I don't know. I mean, this is such a thing in animation, but every year that the French animation school Gobelin releases their films, it's kind of like a big like, oh, here it comes. Goblin's films are coming out. Get ready for like incredible stuff. I feel like that's if we could get the same thing coming out of Tumo, that would be great.
Do you feel like that's something you might want to collaborate on?
I wish. I think it's hard to find. It's just so far away. It's like literally across the globe. But I feel like I definitely have plans to return. And I want to go back to Tumo. I don't have any solid plans, but I'm like, yeah. After visiting once, I'm like, this was barely enough time. Like, I got to go. Yeah.
When is your flight today, by the way?
I think I have to go.
You do?
I was like, oh shit. It'll be fine. Yeah.
I mean, if you do miss your flight, we do have a full bar here.
There's like a billion flights out of. Yeah.
Okay. No, but thank you so much for making the time to be here today. And
thank you
I know you had such a full schedule. Probably. Are you hungover from the Golden Globes?
No,
or no?
I was very responsible. Yeah. I'm totally fine. Yeah.
Don't know if that's bragging rights.
It's not.
You're so responsible.
It's not.
It's been so nice talking to you. I could talk to you for hours.
I know. I feel like next time I'm down here, I should get your number.
You should.
Let's hang.
No, you definitely should. We'll have to exchange numbers, and then every time you're nominated for an award, come right back. So basically, you'll be here all the time. You'll be our most most repeated guest.
Me again. Yeah.
Good.
Awesome.
Yes. And congratulations on all your success. It's so awesome to see, and I mean, so well deserved.
Thank you so much. That really means a lot. Thanks, girl.
Don't miss your flight.
I gotta go. Yeah.
Let's talk about what's coming out in March before you leave.
Yes. So the movie that I story supervised on for years, Hoppers, is coming out this March. It's an original movie. It's about animals, nature, beavers. Like, it's so cute. It's so funny. It's like the funniest thing we've made in years. So
we need a good laugh.
Oh, dude, you're gonna laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I can't wait.
I promise.
Awesome.
Check it out. Yeah, it's gonna be
definitely great. And then, do you want to share your social so people can follow you and keep up with all of these? Cool updates?
I think it's just I think I changed it recently. It's just my full name, Maddie Sharafian, on Instagram. And I have a Tumblr as well. It's the same thing. I think Tumblr's still in. If you have Tumblr, I'm there. Yeah.
I'm like late to Tumblr.
I was late and now I'm early again. Yeah.
If you enjoyed this episode and you want to help us grow, all you need to do is subscribe to our channel and drop a comment.